Britney Spears is currently trying to end the years-long conservatorship that has perhaps ruined her life for over a decade. But away from the singer's very public battle against her father, Jamie Spears, is the singer's not-so-talked-about deteriorated relationship with her mother, Lynne Spears. What really went down between these two? Is Lynne Spears as bad as her husband? Let's find out. Mother-daughter goals. The earliest days of Britney's highly successful career saw many wishing for the loving relationship she had with her mother. From appearing at interviews together to co-authoring a book, Britney and Lynne were the ultimate mother-daughter goals of the early 2000s. That's until things went sour. As Britney's fame and popularity grew, her life started to spiral, making her personal relationships suffer. While Jamie assumed the role of sole conservator of Britney's estate, Lynne's relationship with her daughter took a turn for the worse. Love turned sour. Speaking to Daily Mail in 2008, Lynne hinted that Britney's early success might have, in fact, been responsible for the change that happened in their relationship. When her life was such a success, what did she need me for? When things took a turn for the worse, I was out because other people, dancers, managers, were closer to her and with her day and night, Lynne said at the time. However, Lynne refused to mention how a specific event years ago might have contributed to Britney's drift from her mother. In 2004, Britney took the world by shock when she tied the knot with her childhood friend Jason Alexander during a drunken night in Las Vegas. Now, of course, seeing the circumstances beyond their wedding, it was only standard for Britney's family to disapprove of the union, and so they sought out to have the marriage annulled as soon as possible. 55 hours after saying "I do," Britney Spears was already out of her first marriage. Now, while it appeared to outsiders that Britney and Jason made a wrong decision in the heat of the moment, it seemed like they actually wanted to get married. Recalling the night of the wedding, chapel owner Charlotte Richards told Rolling Stone that it was a romantic ceremony, despite Britney and Jason not having wedding attire, and they looked very in love. They appeared to be extremely happy. They were laughing but crying too during the ceremony. "I thought it was a marriage that would last forever," Richards said. Jason later opened up about how he and Britney had been tricked into getting an annulment by her mother. The promise was that if they went through with it, they would be allowed to continue their relationship and get married later. Of course, this never happened, as Lynne allegedly ensured Britney stayed far away from Jason. As the years went by, it was only a matter of time before they eventually stopped speaking. It would later be revealed that Britney alienated her mother for a long time. The pair's estrangement was followed by silence from Lynne, something that would last for years. That is, until she appeared to have had enough of the conservatorship, as Britney had. Or so we thought. Mommy to the rescue. At first, it appeared to many that Jamie's role as conservator of Britney's estate was working in the singer's best interest. But apparently, things were not always as they seem. In 2019, Britney checked into a mental health facility, a move that was reportedly not her decision. Following the news, Lynne hinted that Britney was held against her will and asked the court to include her in decisions concerning Britney's conservatorship. A few days after that filing, Lynne accompanied Britney to her annual conservatorship court hearing, where she asked for the conservatorship to end. The singer had apparently had enough of being controlled and not having any say in decisions concerning her life. Jamie had reportedly constantly kept tabs on Britney and dictated what she could and could not do. As with anyone else, there was only so much Britney could take. When news broke that Britney wanted out of the conservatorship, which had become highly dysfunctional, fans rose to her support, and thus the Free Britney movement was born. Lynne also seemed to support her daughter's decision at the time, but later it was revealed that Lynne was just trying to hide her own wrongdoings. Mommy-Daddy Saga. Lynne's initial request to be included in Britney's conservatorship was denied by the court, but that was not enough to make her back down. In July 2020, Lynne filed another request for special notice in Britney's conservatorship. At this point, it became clear that Mama Bear was back to protect her daughter by all means. A source close to Britney revealed that she was in fact very pleased to have Lynne step into the conservatorship situation. She truly believes that her mother wants to help her have more autonomy when it comes to her money, the source stated to ET. And while for the longest time it did seem like Lynne had Britney's best interest at heart, the singer would later reveal some things that saw how many fans saw Lynne in her actions. Maybe it was only all for the public after all. In July 2021, Britney shared an Instagram post hinting that her family had not been there for her. In the post, Britney bashed people closest to her for speaking about her conservatorship despite not showing support behind closed doors. "How dare you make it public now you care? Did you put your hand out when I was drowning? Again, no. You know who you are," she wrote. "Please stop with the righteous approach when you're so far from righteous it's not even funny." Though very cryptic with her words, it was obvious that Britney was referring to some of her family members. Who exactly it was, we will never know, but trust fans to come up with their own little conclusions. And for all we know, they guessed right. With Lynne's actions so openly followed, once again, it has always mostly appeared that Lynne was everything a struggling daughter could ask for. But was that all she really was? A supportive mom? Or was there more to it? Well, it appears so. Gold digger mommy? Following her petition to the court, Lynne apparently angered a few people, including Jamie, who seemingly did not take his ex-wife's accusation lightly. He fired back at her, and dare we say, he fired back hard. In court documents, Jamie accused Lynne of exploiting Britney's pain and suffering in Through the Storm, a real story of fame and family in a tabloid world, a book she wrote some years back. Lynne Spears is the one who exploited her daughter's pain and trauma for personal profit by publishing a book about the conservatee, the document stated. Jamie further revealed that she has also been reaping off Britney's finances, contrary to what Lynne was painting to the public. In the documents, Jamie detailed how, for years, the conservatorship estate has paid and continues to pay for Lynne's mansion in Louisiana. The fees, totaling $150,000 per year, also cover Lynne's utility bills, weekly maid service, and maintenance bills. He also fired back at her claims of being unable to put Britney before himself, saying it was Lynne who was incapable of putting Britney's interests above hers. Lynne has not been involved in her daughter's life for most of the past 12 years. With this info out in the open, fans started seeing Lynne in a different light, and the backlash that followed is probably something even she couldn't have predicted. If we must, let's just say Britney's fans aren't exactly the nicest. "I can't wait until Britney exposes all of you. Y'all should be in jail," one user wrote. Britney herself said she wanted to sue her whole family. "See you in hell, sweetie," another fan added. In August 2021, Lynne took to Instagram, sharing a picture of a giant spider web. On a typical day, this should have stirred up a conversation about spiders, but it was an entirely different story for Lynne. Some of Britney's fans saw it as an opportunity to throw jabs at not only Lynne, but also her younger daughter, Jamie Lynne Spears, who has not exactly been a fan favorite amid Britney's conservatorship legal troubles. But this recent attack was not the first time she was facing attacks from internet users. Back in July, after sharing an inspirational quote, Lynne was accused of doing nothing to save Britney during the 13 years that her conservatorship has lasted. "You had 13 years to save her and you did absolutely nothing," one fan commented, while many others also left similar unfriendly comments. What do you think? Is Lynne taking advantage of her daughter and pretending to care? Or is she only genuinely concerned as a mom? Is Jamie Spears right to call her exploitative? Or were his remarks only a bitter response to being forced to step down? Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for the latest stories in Hollywood.